All right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Your Excellency, the President and founder of Yes You Can International YYCI. It is my great honor and privilege to welcome each and every one of you today in this great gathering. In fact, it took me time because I know that our mama is a very busy type. It took me time to bring her here. So I want to urge each and every one of you seated here this morning. Please pick up your biro, which is your pen, pick up your book, which is your exercise book, so that you'll be taking down some important points. She's a very great teacher, and God Almighty has brought us together in order for more and more in this particular field of project management to be enlightened to us. So please, I want to thank our mama once again for accepting to collaborate with us. We will not take this privilege for granted. Thank you so much, ma. God bless you, and God bless everyone.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Lonsington, the president of Prestige Cruiser Consulting Firm, in collaborating with Yes You Can International. Thank you, sir, for the opportunity. Thank you, sir, for inviting me. And thank you, sir, for adapting to the change of using the Zoom. Because, like I've said earlier on, I threw my apology to him and to PCCF for not being able to attend the evening or even teach during the WhatsApp section. The main reason is that I'm still working, and I'm working in the evenings. And after finishing my work, I still have about 2 hours to travel back to where I live from London. So that is just the main reason, nothing else. I humble myself before every one of you, and I believe we're going to have fun together today. Bear in mind that we might say stay up to 1 hour 30 minutes on this time, so that I'll be able to release what I have in my hand. I want to seize this opportunity to welcome Our Excellency Ambassador Dr. Agnes Fortune Catton from Liberia. Thank you, ma'am. Out of your business, you're still joining us this morning. We appreciate you dearly. Okay, so one question, first questions I will ask everyone, and I want the answer quick, because we want to make use of this time. We are all 9. So I'm checking the router. I'm checking the people on this platform. And if I know that some of you are just quiet, I'm going to call you. But before I start calling names, I would like you to tell me with one simple statement, why do you want to do this course? This diploma project management. Why? Please type it, or if you want to speak, you can speak. Time is linking. We have only 1 second to do this. Why do you want to do this course? Please, let's be quick. Yes, you can speak. You can speak, please. Please raise your hand if
Good
you are going
morning,
to
Your
speak so that we
Excellency.
know.
Good morning.
Yes,
Good
good
morning, Your
morning, sir.
Excellency.
Good morning, good morning. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The question you asked is very important. Why I want to do this, because it's conjoined in what I do.
Okay.
Whatever we work with the NGO, we do a lot of project, and we have to put project management, put things in place. So this would give me some kind of idea how to start and how to finish my project, how to put things in order. So I just wanted to get a little feedback of it and know when I'm doing my project, I will know how to do it. I can learn from these classes and know how to put my projects in order. So I really needed it to help me grow.
Thank you so much. And Ambassador Agnes is actually the president of GAFCA. So now you know what she's doing and how she's going to apply this series of teaching in our organization with all the projects that she will be handling. Any other person, sir? Ma?
Yeah.
Please, quick.
Hello.
Yes, please. Yes, hello.
Um,
Hello, quick.
okay. This is Patient Salah from Nigeria. I want to take this time to extend my thanks and appreciation to Dr. Ennis, Dr. Lawson, Tom, that have never given on us. Every training section we are there, even though we fought hard to get the funding. I want to tell them thank you. So wanting to do the course is because I want to get the basis of project management. I also want to know the challenges that a project face because we are working in a sector every now and then. So we want to know some key aspect of this so that we can be able to manage our projects well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Madam Patient Jalom from Liberia. Thank you so much, and I really appreciate your answer. Any other person? Okay, Seko, Dolly.
Yes, good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
Uh,
Good morning.
just trying to appreciate the team for this unique platform. So my reason of me wanting to do this project, project management course, is because I also want to learn how to manage a project from inception to completion. So that is one of my main reasons of me joining this course. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Please put your name and what you do, whether you have an organization or you are or any other thing. Please put it on, or you are doing a project presently. Please write it on the platform. Another one I've also said, Prince Ave said, pursuing a diploma in program management enhances management skills, equipping individuals with the tools and techniques necessary to deliver projects efficiently and effectively. And then Mr. Unisa said, the reason is that I want to get the skills and knowledge to be able to understand project management in general so I can get to know how of doing or handling every project I understand take consequence. So you can see that we all have our why we want to study. And that's more reason why the next question I will ask you, do you understand at all about projects? What do you understand about projects? I know the teaching has been going on since Monday. Today is Friday. So by now, everybody should know what project is because even though I've not been able to attend fully, I've been going through the courses, the lessons. So can one or two people schedule? You want to start quickly? What is project? Quickly, quickly, quickly. You want to say something about project? Okay. If you are just raising your hand for the first one, you can put your hand down now. Anybody else that want to tell us about the project? Okay. All right. Project is everything that you embark on to do, either at home, either in organization, either in your workplace, or even anything that you plan to do. But today, like I said, I've been given a topic. But let me first of all say this. Sometimes I will put the slides down. Sometimes I will put it up because I've noticed that in every platform, people prefer to just be reading instead of listening. And if you are not listening, you are not gaining and you are not gaining better understanding. Because when your faculty of thinking is reasoning, you'll be able to understand and also ask questions to clarify what you are doing. So I just want to make that one clear to you. All right, let's start off with something first and then I will see how it goes from there. Okay, so this is 10 days in Diploma Project Management. And I steal some of the things that our presidents have already written on the flyer so that we know the main reason why this project management is very, very important. Did you know that approximately 70% of projects fail due to poor planning and execution? These statistics underscore the critical needs for effective project management in today's fast-paced business environment. With organizations increasingly relying on project-based work, mastering this principle of project management is very, very essential for achieving success. No matter your position in your organization, no matter your position even in your workplace, project management is very, very important. And there is tendency to manage it wrongly. There is tendency to manage it and fail. So that's more reason we should get a better understanding of the project manager or management. Project management involves initiating, planning, executing, controlling, monitoring, and closing the work of a team to achieve specific objective within a defined time frame. So that's more reason why we should prepare ourselves to get better understanding. Don't say that, oh, I'm not doing project at the moment. You are, because every task is a project. And I know some of you can be a team leader trying to achieve one particular goals. Even like everybody will say about the SDGs. SDGs is also a project, because the fact that you are gathering the momentum, you are gathering people together to meet up one particular area. We have something like quality education. How do you contribute to that? It's still a project. We have lifelong learning. We have water resources. We have poverty. So whatever you are contributing to that project of SDG of the UN, that they are aim of 2030, is still a project. So let's go on. It operates under three primary constraints known as the triple constraint, which is scope, time, and cost. So before you start anything else, these three scope you need to really focus on. You need the scope, the time that you want to carry out the project, and the cost that we call, that is finance. How do you want to finance the project? How do you want to manage the finance to carry out the project? Navigating this constraint is crucial for project managers to deliver projects that meet stakeholders' expectations while adhering to budgetary and scheduling requirements. This is the words of our president, Dr. Lawson. It's not my word, so I'm just stealing it. In fact, organizations with mature project management practices see 20% higher success rate than those adhering strictly to traditional approaches. This course is designed to provide participants with a comprehensive understanding. I will repeat that, comprehensive understanding of project management fundamentals, equipping them with the skills necessary to effectively plan and manage projects in their organization. My next question is, comprehensive understanding. How well have you been understanding what you've been taught since Monday, the 19th of May? How well? Because it's very, very important. Because if you are just there to just gain the knowledge and no understanding, you've wasted all your time. How well? Another thing I want to throw to you while we're studying this before we go deep is any diploma courses is not really necessary have to focus on the certificate. The best thing for you is to understand the project and apply it. Certificate is an evidence that you attend the class. But better understanding of the information given to you is more to gaining the certificate. Then to make it even more better, you can have a degree and don't have a job. What about that? In Nigeria, UK, Ghana, Liberia, India, we have high figures of unemployment because every one of us believes if you get a graduation, if you get your degree or certificate, you can automatically get a job. No. It is how you understand what you've been taught. Maybe you spent 2 years, 3 years, 6 months, one day, is how how you've understood what you've been taught and applying it that will make you to go any further. That is why you see that when you fill the form, you put all your degrees or everything in your form, and then they set up a panel to say, let's see how confident, how this person have really understood what he has been taught. Then they will invite you to interview. I'm sure some of you can testify that you've attended more than 10, 20 interviews and you didn't get a job. And you should be wondering why. Sometimes in UK, people might be saying, oh, it's because they are racist. My first job in this country, I determined to do it. And when I went for that interview, I got it straight away. All the jobs I've done so far, interview has never failed me. Why? Because the little knowledge I know, I try to understand it so that when people ask me questions, I'll be able to express what I know. That's where they will watch the way you present yourself and also present what you've understood from your job. So I'm glad that Dr. Lonson has said that to you to gain a comprehensive understanding. So by now, you started this course since Monday. So by now, you should be fired up. Even if you don't join me here for this lesson, you should have gained full knowledge. Knowledge is not waste. You learn and learn and learn. When you join the WhatsApp and you see the lecturers is giving you all these informations, what do you do with the information? Do you just write it down and after the lesson you fold the exercise book or your notebook and put it aside, waiting for another lecturer to come in and teach you more? No. Within a short period between that time you've learned or listened to one lecture and the time that you will be listening to another lecture, you should be doing your research and reading more to gain better understanding and writing in questions so that the next time you go to that lesson, you have questions to ask them. Let me go. In fact, organization with mature, okay, let me just go any further. So why is this course required in your organization, in your working place, in your business, even at home? Because even at home, you can do some projects. Organizations without proper project management face significant challenges in today's business environment. Teams struggles with ineffective planning, increased costs, and inability to meet stakeholders' expectations. Without strategic project management, business fail to leverage their resources effectively, often resulting in missed opportunities and even reputation damage from poorly managed projects. I know sometimes you'll be wondering, why is she repeating all this? Because the information is cheap sometimes and it's free. all of you can be checking on this information and not really grab the meaning. Because if you can know the meaning of this, understand it, then you will be willing and be curiosity. You'll be willing and be curious to want to learn. Put all your mind, your focus, your attention to this diploma. Let me remind you, it's not about certificate. It's about the knowledge. And it's about understanding the knowledge. So, let's move on. Who should attend? Like I said, all of us, including myself, and even including the president of a country. The chief, the kings, the president, the state of everyone. Okay, so my assignment today is, I have 3 to cover up within my short period, today, tomorrow. I don't know why I'm doing it today anyway, but today, tomorrow, and on the 28th. So today I will be the driver, and I'll be leading us to the first one, risk management strategies for large scale projects. I did ask you questions and nobody answered me, but it's okay. We can move on. So, project risk management is the art and science of identifying, assigning, and responding to the risks throughout the lives of a project and the best interest of meeting project objective. Risk management is often overlooked, but it can help improve project success by helping select good projects, determine projects, the scope, like they've said before, and the developing realistic estimate, that is time. Project is very important. But what is important is, how do you manage the project? And what is the risk in managing that project? What is the risk that you have to take to manage that project? Why is it so important to manage that project? And to manage it effectively. So these are the questions I want to ask. I want you to ask yourself. So what is the risk? A dictionary definition of risk is the possibility of loss or injury. That is the risk. Project risks involve understanding potential problems that might occur on the project and how they might impede project success. So really, it's a matter of you sitting down to say, okay, this is the project you want to manage. Even though we are focusing on the larger scales of projects. But let's start from where all my colleagues have started with you since Monday. So the risks of taking this, managing the project. So risk management is like a form of insurance, and it is also an investment. Why? Because it will demand your time. It will demand that you have to think critically and creatively. It will be the time to think about the finance, to finance this project. Sometimes it could be very high. So you have to think of, does it worth managing the project itself? Is it worth it? Because you are taking a risk in managing the project. You don't know what is going to happen. You don't know the outcome yet. So that's why you have to start thinking, is it worth it to carry out this project? What will be the outcome of this project? What will be the advantage of that project that you want to manage? And also, when you know your why of carrying that project, it will give you assurance, and it will give assurance and confidence to carry out the project. So why take risks then? Which is very important. Take risks. That means you're taking risks, and that one will attract opportunities, because we are all learning every day. We don't know it all. Take, for instance, like I said right from the beginning, I have never teach on this before, project management. But I have to do it because I have a leader upon leader that can challenge. So what did I do on my own side? I have to spend quality time to go and read, to go and research, to get a little knowledge. So that is my own risk. Imagine if I come this morning and I said to you, Dr. Lonson gave me this topic. It's so challenging. I can't teach it. So bye-bye. So I have to take the risk. Sometimes I have to sleep 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, researching, reading. That's the risk. But then it attracts opportunities, because if any other person asks me next time, can you teach us on projects? Will I shy away from it? No. Because Dr. Lonson has given me the challenge already, and I'm working towards it. It gives me the opportunity for me also to understand the risks of managing projects. So that's why I said to you, my fellow leaders on this platform, we are learning together. So create that atmosphere that when you are attending any diploma programs, you are not there only for certificate. You are there to get better understanding. Do you know that risk managing the project? If you go to Amazon, you get millions of books there. If you go to Google, you get a lot of information. Twitter, YouTube, get some videos. So it's very, very essential. It's very, very important. But then, if all these facilities are around you, and you don't grab it to understand what project management is, it's up to you. So it gives the opportunity to learn more, opportunity to gain more knowledge, opportunity to carry out projects, manage projects effectively, an opportunity to be successful. So risk management strategy, this is what I'm going to be covering today, tomorrow, probably on next week, Wednesday, I guess. So we've already been talking. I might follow it this way. I might not follow it, but just flow with me, because I want us to get the better understanding. So importance of risk management in large-scale projects, current risk management framework, project management, and many more. Okay, we're talking about the risks the other time. So what kind of risks do you know? Market risks. Will the new products be useful to the organization or marketable to others? Will users accept and use the product or services you are presenting. So that's why I said that you have to apply your critical and creative thinking. You need to be thinking and asking questions about your project, because you don't want to you want to spend 2 hours, 3 hours, 2 days, 5 days, few weeks, or even 6 weeks to carry out a project, and then when you finish, it is not accepted in the marketplace. What's the point of that? So that's why you need to be asking yourself, if you are the leader of that team, and even if you are the member of the team, because everybody is free to share their opinions. So market risks there. You are risking your life. You are risking your time, your finances in carry out this project. So market risks, financial risks, and technology risks. Can the organization afford to undertake this project? Because let's be realistic. There's no point you want to do massive projects when you check your wallet. There's no money, not enough money. So you have to plan. Is this project the best way to use the company's finances resources for? Is it? Then technology. Is the project technically visible? Could the technology be obsolete before a useful product can be produced? I hope you are answering these questions to yourself, because it's very important. Right. Let me see if people are still with me. Thank you so much for joining us today. I just want to appreciate you all for joining us. Oluwatobi Oyedemi, thank you for joining us. So there are a few questions I just asked you from these slides, which is very, very important. Okay. So I'll have to go first. What is risks? What is project risks then? The goals of project risks management is to minimize potential risks while maximizing potential opportunity. So that means, yes, it's good to take a risk, but then we can minimize the potential as well as minimizing the opportunity. So there are 4 major process includes in this project risks. Risks of identification, risks of quantification, risks of response development, and risks response control. Let's start from that. Risk identification determines which risks are likely to affect a project. Risk quantification, evaluating risks to assess the range of possible project outcome. Risk response develop, taking steps to enhance opportunities and developing responses to threats. Risk response control, responding to risks over the course of the project. Now I need to ask these questions. I've mentioned 4 risks. Let me see who will remember the 4 risks. Please write it on the platform, please. 4 risks. I decided not to show you the slides so that we know if we are still awake or you are giving up on me. I want 1 or 2 people to just mention the 4 risks, project risks that I just mentioned. Thank you so much. 4 risks. One is identification. Who is going to be the next? Oh, yes, your question, yes. Limit or lack of employees can be a risk as well. Oh, yes, because you don't know of tomorrow and you don't know the status of your employee. Sickness can come in, isn't it? So you are taking risks. Any other unfamiliar situation can cripple it, and that can affect. So that's the risk that we have to take. But then if we prepare ourselves properly, we can overcome those risks. Yes. So I would like someone else to tell me the remaining 3 before we move on. Risk identification, that's the first one. I've mentioned 4. Quickly. Please don't give up on me. We have to do this together. It's because that is main reason why I didn't show the slides, because sometimes you can be relaxing and be reading the slides. So, do you want me to repeat it again, or do somebody want to help me out? We have 4 project risks. Can somebody help me, please, quickly? Let us not waste our time. You want me to recap again? Okay, how we do. Risk identification, which is determine which risks are likely to affect a project. So you have to identify. Risk quantification, which evaluating the risks to assess the range of possible project outcomes. Then we have risk response development, which is taking steps to enhance opportunities and develop response to threats. And then the last one is risk response control. I want to believe you've got it there. Okay, so we need to move on quickly. Let me show this one, but please let us work together. Let's learn this together. 5 pillars of effective risk management. I believe that they've taught us this since Monday. I'm sure Dr. Lonson can testify on that. So I will just recap and I will move on. But I might come back to it and ask you the question. Risk identification, like we say, is the foundational pillar of effective risk management. Pillar 2, risk analysis and evaluation. Remember, I was talking about critical thinking. So, for you to be applying your critical thinking, you have to take the risks of analysis and evaluation. Then we have risk mitigation. I think I read 1 or 2 things on that on WhatsApp during the section either yesterday or the day before yesterday. So you can see I'm also learning. Risk governance. And then integrating all these 5 pillars is very, very important. So, the next thing I would like to say, while we are into our critical thinking, what are the 5 W's in risk management? If you can know the 5 is very, very important. And I know they've taught us during the... So while I'm coughing and drinking, can somebody tell me the 5 W's in risk management, if you can recap, because they've taught us already during the week? And I'll tell you one of them. Why? And I think from the beginning of this project, Diploma program, I asked the question of why. So who can tell me while you are doing your critical thinking in project management, what will be the second one? Who will break the ice? We have why. I've answered why. We have four W's remaining in managing the project or taking the risks to manage a project. The first one, this one is very common. W, just think, please. Please. We have the why. We have number 2. This is very simple, please. Thank you so much, ma'am. This is
Hello.
Elizabeth. Thank you. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay. Right. So we have the why, who, what, where. That's 4. I think it remains 1. So why, who, what, where, and when. Thank you. Let's see. So who, what, where, when, and why? These questions helps us in identifying the potential risks and preparing us or preparing a plan to mitigate them. And that is what we call risk management. If you don't understand everything else, this is very important. The why, who, what, where, when, and also where or when. So this will help you to identify the potential risks of that project that you want to manage, and also to prepare a plan or strategy to mitigate them. Okay, so let's move on. Let's move on. Probably we have to go straight. Another thing I want to show is how to do a risk analysis. Remember, you just mentioned the 5 W's of risk management. How to identify. You just mentioned the 5. The why, the who, the when, yeah. So I'm also asking now that the risk analysis, how do you go about it? You have a project. You want to manage it. You are now thinking about the risk project. The first thing first is to analyze, which you are going to use your critical thinking. Okay? Right. I'm asking you a question now. Risk analysis. How do you do a risk analysis? Are you with me? How do you do risk analysis? I know it could be boring because I'm asking you a question. Because all these things they've taught you since Monday. So
Hello.
my own duty is for us to learn together. Yes, you want to say something?
Yeah. So
Okay.
you can.
So next time, if you're going to say something, can you raise your hand, please? So, and then we will know that you want to say something. Is that okay?
Yes, it's
Okay.
true. It's
All
just
right.
I'm
So,
going to on my phone to make it deliver from the sound all of the features.
okay. So say what you want to say, or you want to.
Okay. Okay. Um, I'm Sigrim Daughter once again. So you can manage a risk management by answering the 5 W's:
Yes.
why, who, where, when, and what. So if you
Yes.
can answer 5 W's, you can manage a risk management. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for contributing to that. Very, very important. Okay. So the next one I was asking, and the next one I was sharing with you quickly. Let me show you. is how do we take a risk analysis? Please ignore all my immature slides. You can see that I'm trying my best. Okay, number one, assess the likelihood
Yeah.
or frequency
Mm.
of the risks occurring. So you need to assess it. And then number two, estimate the potential impact if the risks were to occur. So you need to estimate, just assuming, just estimate the potential impact if the risks were to occur. So that means you are preparing yourself. So you need to analyze it. So consider both the quantitative and the qualitative costs. And then determine how the risks should be managed. Decide what actions are necessary. I have to borrow that from How to Assess Risks, Business and Finance Solution, YYCI. Okay, I believe we can move on. Okay, so let's move on. This is very important. Let me show you this. Okay. This is very important as well. Potential risk areas. While you are managing or preparing or managing the very large scales project. The knowledge area and then the risk condition. I believe we can see this as well if we can pick it up. Integration. Inadequate planning, poor resources allocation, poor integration management, lack of post-project review can be a potential risk area. Scope. Poor definition of scope of the work package, incomplete definition of quality requirement, and inadequate scope control can also be a potential risk while you are managing your project. Time. Errors in estimating time or resource availability, poor allocation, and management of float, early release of competitive products can also be a risk. Quality. Poor attitude towards quality. Maybe I should give you an assignment because these two things is very key points in managing projects. So you need to know the differences between quality and quantity. Because sometimes we focus on, we want to get it done quickly, and we might miss the point. We just want to do the project anyway. We want to manage the project anyway, and we might not, we can just miss it. So poor attitude towards quality, standard design, materials, and workmanship, inadequate quality assurance program. All this can be a potential risk area. Human resources. Poor conflict, this one will relate to the questions that was being asked earlier. Poor conflict management. When there is conflict, how do you manage it? How do you resolve it among the team members? Poor project organization and even definition of responsibilities. Absence of leadership. These are the risks. Communication. Carelessness in planning or communicating. Lack of consultation with key stakeholders. That can be a risk. Risk itself is ignoring the risk. unclear assignment of risks, poor insurance management, an unforeseeable condition or contract clause. That also can be a potential risk area. So, my fellow, can you please chat on, can you please write on the chat box the potentials, risks areas that you know, or the one I have mentioned? Quick, please. Can you type? I'm waiting. We have only 2 seconds to do this. I just mentioned few. If you know more than that, please write it down. If you gain from those ones I've listed, please write it down and remind us again. The potential risks in managing large scale projects. I'm waiting. Thank you so much. Others, we just list it. I'm not even saying you should explain it. You list it because that will be the assignment for you guys to go and explain and elaborate it in your own note. I'm not here to give you everything. I'm only here to give you the points. So thank you, Madam Elizabeth. Any other person, please? Please. I've mentioned more than 6. Human resources is part of it. I even joke and I said risk is also risk on its own. Communication, thank you so much. It's only my namesakes on the platform. Where are my Mr. Unisa? I've got Elizabeth Adeolowo, Elizabeth Bandy, Elizabeth. Where are others? Where are my brothers, please? Quality, yes, very important. Procurement, yes, very important. I'm going to mention some names now. Oluwatobi, I would like you to respond. Clinton, please respond. Unisa, please respond. So that we can move on quickly. Budget, very important. Thank you, ma'am. Ambassador Agnes. Yes, thank you so much for listing all of it, Senko. That's very, very good. Thank you so much. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on and see what we can do. Okay, we've mentioned the general overview of large-scale projects is in terms of the scope, the level of the difficulty, and the possible consequences. So large-scale projects. Now I'm coming to the section, the real section of today. So let's